Today is anti-bullying week, and if you were going to pick on someone, I don't think you'd want to pick on the former undisputed super middleweight world champion, Joe Calzaghe, who was a victim of bullying. But of course you didn't hold the title then, Joe. How old were you, and what was your bullying experience as we're in this anti-bullying week?
Yeah, around the age of 14, had a bad time in school, was bullied for about at least 12 months. More verbal than physical, but it really did affect me, affected my schoolwork. Also affected my personality, you know, made me more introvert in school. Always worried, always afraid to go to school. Felt a bit embarrassed as well because at the time I was schoolboy ABA champion. So outside of school I was the best in the country.
But then can I just ask you, why didn't you sort that out with your fists?
Because this is about 10, 20, 30 kids. Yeah, and it was all verbal, I was in the class. My school was outside my catchment area. So when I went to school, there'd be older children, kids in class, throwing things, just saying names. And now I think back, you know, I think to myself, I should have left the school, but for some reason I stuck in it, and I just put up with it.
Stays with you, these things, doesn't it? I mean, and in your case, it gives you an outrage about the injustice of bullying, I suppose, now.
Oh, definitely, and something has to be done. Definitely, and that's why I'm supporting the charity, because it's something I feel strongly about.
Yeah, this is Beat Bullying, is the charity you're talking about. And in this anti-bullying week, there is going to be what is called the Big March, right? That's the good news. The bad news is no one will actually be marching. No one's taking to the streets. So explain this one to me.
Yeah, it's the first online digital march, you know, with up to 1 million people taking part, over 60 websites, and the message is to make the government, try and push the government into doing something more about bullies, making it illegal, you know, especially in schools. Children are still getting harassed online, on websites, and it's a big, big problem that has to be sorted out.
Yeah. How do you think it is sorted out? It's interesting, you know, when you look at someone like yourself, you would think, well, you wouldn't pick on the big guy, you wouldn't pick on a guy that can use his fists and whatever, but you say bullying comes in many, many different forms. The internet is one way that it happens now. Text messaging is another way. What do you think needs to be done?
It needs to be outlawed. It needs to be banned. And I think, like I said, the problem is now, when I was in school, there was no internet, so when I went home, I could get away from and escape that. But at the moment, the thing is now children can leave school, go online, go to Facebook, go to other chat rooms, and still get bullied by text messages, like you said. So I think something has to be done against the bullies to completely wipe this out. And can I say that, you know, all the children who feel like they can't speak to anybody, cybermentors.org.uk.
Yeah.
It's a website that children can go on and speak about their experiences in confidence with other children going through the same thing, and to professionals. So don't suffer in silence. They can go online and get this sorted out.
Okay. Talking about sorting things out, you retired at the top of your game, right? And you walked away. You went out of the ring. Do you regret that now?
No. No, I don't. You know, to retire from boxing undefeated.
Undefeated,
is
what, 46 fights?
46 and 0, and when I started boxing, as somebody said I was going to be a world champion for over a decade and be undefeated. I never would have believed it. So I feel blessed, and I'm happy to get out at the right time. The thing is, a lot of boxers don't know when to get out. And
would you count Audley Harrison as one of those boxers who didn't know when to get out?
I think so. I think now's his time to get out. You know, it was a very disappointing performance by him. You know, and it's not a very good advertisement for boxing, is it? For him to fight for the heavyweight world championship and put up such a poor performance.
Where does David Haye go next?
There's only one thing. David Haye has to fight one of the Klitschko brothers, without a doubt.
The older one.
The older one.
The older one.
They're both pretty formidable opponents. Yeah, but he needs to fight, you know, when the Klitschko's, and he deserves to now. I think he has a great chance.
Yeah. What about the dancing, Joe? Are you still keeping fit on that front?
Some things, we can't be good at everything, and ballroom dancing is something I'm definitely, I have my experience with, but I'm just going to leave it there. That'll do.
So
that's
no
enough.
Dancing?
Not for me. Not for me. Not quite.
No.
Not
well,
quite.
he gets enough private lessons, Charlotte, from what I hear these days. Anyway, Joe, very good. Good luck with all that. It's the Beat Bullying charity, and that virtual march is the thing to talk about there. The Big March.